If you are easily offended, please leave and don't come back. The views, opinions, and statements from this podcast are by no one. I repeat, by no one. They are not real, and everything is completely made up. This is for entertainment purposes only. The people in this podcast are not doctors, lawyers, or health professionals. They barely graduated high school. It's not that serious. Enjoy the show and have a nice day. Okay. For another episode of Vernon's podcast, this is a special one. I was finally able to convince somebody to get on here with me, and this is a special guest. He has a lot to talk about, and we have a lot to discuss. So, actually, no, I'll let him introduce himself. Go ahead. Who are you?
Hello. Thank you for inviting me to your podcast, Vernon. My name is Braeden Moore, and I am a two-spirit indigiqueer Tlicho from Mexico, specifically Kieran's Island.
Okay. So for the listeners who don't know what a two-spirit is, do you want to explain? And then I'll give my definition of it after you.
I feel like a two-spirit person, my own personal definition is being able to embrace both your femininity and your masculine, both of your souls combined into one.
Exactly. Yeah. And what I was going to say, at least what I had read, I didn't even know what a two-spirit was until I went to rehab, which if you guys are watching my other episodes, you know about that because I talked about it. But I'll just we will go more on that later and at the mental health and addiction segment of this episode. But right now, again, okay, two spirit. There was this nice lady, great. She was a black lady, very funny, very intelligent, very accomplished and successful and awesome and kind and generous. She worked over there or works there. She still currently works there. And she came up to me and then she asked me if I was two spirited, and I had no idea what that meant. The first thing that popped in my head is like bisexual. I thought that's what she meant, and then I kind of like I didn't know how to answer it because I wasn't sure. And then she said she'd get back to me, and then she did later on, and then later that day, and then she handed me a bunch of papers on the definition of it, and there was like these forums or on Reddit or whatever about people just kind of arguing and talking about it, and everybody just couldn't come to a final conclusion or a final decision as onto what it meant, because it means, everything means something else to everybody has their own views and stuff. So anyway, so that's how I found out about what two spirited means, and what I had read, and this is what I agree with, is what Braeden said. It's a person who has the spirit of a female and a male kind of combined into one, and that before the colonials came and colonized North America, the indigenous people, the indigenous population, they had their own definition of members of LGBTQ, right there.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, community. The LGBT, what are the gay people and the bisexual people and the lesbians, everybody, that community, the one with all the alphabets in it.
LGBTQIA.
Thank you. Yes. That term came from colonials. White people who came here, and then they started throwing all their white shit on us. But we love you, white people, though. But just saying. And but before that, the members of that community who are indigenous, they were called two spirit, and two spirit people are able to dwell or hang out with the females and the males, because back then they kept the male separate and the female separate, in different spots of the wherever their settlement was. And the two spirit people were able to go into both camps, and they were able to kind of, what's that word called?
Yeah, I
The,
know the like Two Spirit people back like were very highly held in societies and in some nations and whatnot. Like they wouldn't even start ceremony until the Two Spirits were there.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That too. I heard. I read that too. Isn't that insane?
It
Like
is,
I.
but it's pretty awesome because I remember there's lots of pictures and there's lots of amazing Two Spirit kin that I've met that I consider brothers and sisters and brothers. And yeah, the one thing that I know for sure is I don't know. Growing up in our area and our region and our nation in Treaty 11, no one ever really talked about Two Spirit. Like
No,
growing up,
no, 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 not at
like
all. That's why this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
yeah,
I heard about it.
because I remember doing some research on the topic. Like I remember going in the chat rooms, like teen chat, like back in the day and whatnot. But I remember using like the computers
MSN.
in the library at CJBS, and yeah, I did a lot of research on there. And yeah, I remember printing out sheets and reading about it, and I thought it was pretty awesome. And then how I really got into this whole how yeah, I was living down here, and actually one of our mutual friends back up north asked me like, "Hey, there's a Two Spirit conference that's happening in Toronto. Would you? My boss is looking for someone from the Northwest Territories to go attend it."
Did you know what was your first like thought or reaction to him saying that?
I, yeah, I was like, I'm totally down to check it out.
Okay, and then you did.
Yeah, I did. I was literally within 3 days of filling out the application. I was on a plane like off to Toronto.
Oh, awesome! In Toronto.
Yeah, I was in Toronto. It was amazing. Yeah, it was an amazing
I
experience.
heard that Toronto has like the largest like LGBTQ community in Canada. Is that true? Do you know? I think so. Either there, and then I think Vancouver's second.
Yeah, I believe that. Or Montreal.
Montreal.
Montreal's banging.
When when I think of Montreal, I think that Montreal is like kind of like conservative and stuff.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never found it like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I've never been. I'm just kind of
Oh,
going on by
okay.
what I see. Yeah, and so now that we are on that topic, um, when did you? So you're do you consider yourself a member of the LGBTQ community, or are you do you define yourself or identify as Two Spirit?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, because I do identify as a queer man, but I also identify as, I guess, like, I'm still trying to
Oh,
redefine definition because, like, mentioned, like, we don't really have Two Spirit up north and whatnot. So, as I'm still learning and figuring things out, I feel like I'm more along the lines of indigiqueer.
indigent queer.
Yeah,
What
indigiqueer.
what does queer to me mean anyway? It does it mean like questioning?
Queer?
Yeah.
Queer is like, I don't know, I use queer as a general umbrella term for like gays, lesbians, two spirit, bisexuals, polys.
Oh, holy! I
Yeah,
didn't know
so
that because like me and the Q that's in the whole lineup of alphabets, I thought that
that's
Q
question.
meant questioning.
Yeah, no, that's questioning.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So you define yourself as queer and
Indigiqueer.
indigiqueer. You're
Yeah.
just making his own words right now. But yeah, let's go and that's cool. I like that. Um, and so
Just because I know like some real two spirit people and I don't want to take away from their importance. Yeah.
That's important to always give kind of credit where it's due and stuff. And oh, talking about credit where it's due, this idea was I thought of you like probably like when I before I took off to rehab. I was thinking because this isn't just I didn't just pull this out of my ass. This podcast and stuff I had thought of it and planned it before for like I think like for almost like 2 months.
Ooh, that's cool. I like that.
And then, but I didn't. I waited until I came back from rehab because I felt like this is the best time because this is when I was gonna have like the most content.
Yeah, you mentioned you went to rehab. Where did you go?
Ooh, we're still on the other topic. Just so we'll
Okay.
go to that later.
Okay. So,
And so wait, what was it? I lost my thought. Train of thought.
and did you queer?
And did you queer? Oh yeah. So when did you realize, or when did you started to kind of see yourself as like different, or like your when did you start to see your sexual identity start to form? Like at what age?
I don't know. It was really weird because growing up, I've always played with like Tonka trucks and tea sets, and like I'd help my dad
Or like
go out
both?
hunting. Yeah, and I'd go out and help my dad go hunting or like check the fish net, and or I'd stay home and my mom would like do some sewing with my mom and some cooking with my mom and clean like the house and stuff. So I guess like I kind of grew up in the best of both worlds.
Oh, that's amazing.
But
That's amazing. I feel like straight people who are just like solely straight, they like miss out on so much things because their lives are so like limited. And there's like, you know what I mean? Like, and
it's like they don't have to come out.
yeah, yeah.
It's like they don't have coming out parties.
And
It's like they're not they wouldn't be killed in like 8 countries of the world. And
I
they wouldn't be detained in 72 other countries in the world.
fuck no, 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 no. It's still like people from the members of the community. They you see it still. It's still kind of everybody says like, oh, gays are taking over, or everything's about being gay, or they're trying to turn people gay, whatever. And it's like you can't turn people gay. If you're gay, you're gay. If you're straight, you're straight. Like you don't just fucking wake up and then be like, oh, I'm going to go suck some dick today, or I'm going to go. And if you're a woman, be like, oh, I'm going to eat some pussy today, or whatever. No, it doesn't happen. Like it's just you stop it. And I feel like with with that too, with the whole like for it's just like who cares? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um
Oh yeah. Um, yeah. It's true. But it's like different like growing up where we're from.
and yeah, I know, and I think that too with I feel like there's like such a big difference between people like members of the community, the LGBTQ. From now on, when I say community, I mean that community specifically. The reason why, like, if you see like the reason why like they're like everybody we're also like kind of like outgoing and kind of like not really shy, and we just say whatever the fuck we want to say, and we act however we want to, and we act however we want to, and we're so comfortable with who we are and what we are. So like that's the reason for that, because like we have to go through like a lot of like struggles, and we had to like fight for who we are, and we had to always like defend ourselves, and we had to kind of reach a point in our lives that we were just like, you know what, I don't give a fuck what people think. I'm gonna love who I love, and that's it. And it takes a lot of courage and pride and like just confidence just to do shit like that, you know. And so that's why I think like that's why it's like there's like a difference. You see, like if you're a straight person listening, again, we love you, but if there's like a gay person or a community, a person in the community in your circle, I bet you they're like probably the funnest one in your fucking circle. Okay.
It's like they'll be a ride or die.
Yeah, that too, loyal as fuck. Except, yeah, I guess so. Well,
Yeah.
what's this thing like? I hear about this all the time, like and like on the internet. Or I said internet, just like an old person. I meant like social media, wherever that they say things like everybody loves lesbians except for gays. What do you think?
Depends on the lesbian.
I like that answer. I personally, I love lesbians. Yeah, yeah, they're awesome, aren't they? Yeah, all the lesbians in like my circle or my friends are in the past. They're all fucking amazing.
Yeah.
They're just like they're like bro, but they're so girl too. You know? Yeah. And so okay. So I would say like how do you feel about the like the state or where we're at right now with the LGBTQ community. Oh my God. In the okay, I'm gonna go back and say that again. How do you feel about the state and time of the LGBT community in the Tlicho region, like right now? And that's the first question. And second, um, how is it different than from when you were like coming out and stuff?
Honestly, when I went back home for the youth conference that I helped with, I had a lot of mixed feelings walking back into that school, but also I wasn't the only one that had the mixed feelings. There was a bunch of us that had that. But originally, what happened was when I walked in and I looked into the office on the window where they usually keep like the bulletins and the ads and everything, and like I looked on there, and all of a sudden there was one for like, "Hey, come be part of our gay straight alliance," and they're having this in Edzo at CJBS.
Oh,
It's like a gay straight alliance thing that they have in the school. The
so
first,
so is that like kind of like something to get the students to be more accepting of the community, or?
it's more of like a, I think, because the one that I went to in Ontario at PCVS was like during the lunch hour, so everyone would go there. It was like a little club. Everyone would be in like a safe space and talk about whatever, and it was like once a week. So I don't know what the one in Edzo's like.
What were your feelings about this then?
I know, it was just like you were mentioning past and present. It's like I was so happy about it, but at the same time, my inner child was pretty sad.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, like it wasn't like this when I was young.
Yeah, it wasn't like this. Like it wasn't that accepting, because I remember before I was like kind of advocating and trying to talk about it before with a few of the teachers back in the day, like in junior high, but. I guess like I kind of get it because there was like not many of us. So.
Yeah, and also too, like back then, even though that wasn't even that long ago, but I feel like in the North, it's very like it's kind of like backward society. You know what I mean? Like we're very behind. They're very behind on like times. You know what I mean? Because like in the South, like in the big cities and stuff, this is nothing new. Like there's gay people, trans people who are non-binary, they are just walk around free with like it's and I mean like nothing, it's not a thing. But in the North it's just like brand new, like people are like finally opening up and seeing it and like letting it happen.
Yeah, I'm really happy and excited about that.
And so okay, so to round it up, you love it. You're sweet about it. Like you love to see it happen, but you're kind of sour that because it wasn't like that for you.
Yeah, kind of bittersweet about it because like growing up, I didn't really have anyone to look up to. I had no like mentors or any like.
Oh my god! I was going to say the exact same thing. Like there was nobody. The only like people in members of that community that I like would see was just like people who were in a closet. And there was you, and that was just basically you. That was it.
Yeah.
Like at least from what I saw, and I saw like the shit that you had to go through. You went through a lot. I'm sorry. We can cut this part out if you want.
No, that's okay. Yeah, I know. I did go through a lot of shit. Like I almost even killed myself. Like I even tried to hang myself. That's how bad it was. Like on Kieran's Island.
I'm sorry it got to that point.
Yeah, no, but honestly, what happened? Like what gave me my backbone was actually moving to Ontario.
Ooh. Yeah. So we just stay on this topic first. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, for right now, and then so I only saw like, it was just you, and then that was it, and then because it was still kind of like, look, I'm talking like 15 years ago, and then it was looked at as like being like kind of less than exactly, yeah. And like you're kind of like ostracized, like you're out in the outs, and like people make fun of you behind your back, and even to your face too. They would call you the F word that that homophobes use to call gay guys. That word, they used to like use it freely, and I even know people now who still use that word freely. The one that refers to the F that homophobes use. I think that's so fucked up, and but anyway, yeah. So and like back then it was even worse than it is now. Now it's kind of like you can't throw rocks or you can't throw stones at members of the LGBT community because people on the society won't allow that anymore, and I think it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It was just
at least openly, yeah. But people still talk shit privately.
Yeah, no, I get that. I know people will always talk shit privately, but I'm one of the few people that will just talk shit to your face. But yeah, just growing up was hard too. Like, I didn't feel like I actually had like a coming out of the closet experience growing up in Betchacon. I felt more like I was dragged out of the closet by the community.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, like how?
I just felt like one of my cousins actually came out to. Actually, yeah, I came out to her, and she actually like kind of held it against me, and not really held it against me, but she's like, I need you to do something for me. But if you don't do it for me, I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell people that you're gay.
Fuck that bitch. Are you still?
But-
Do you still have a relationship with her?
I love her to pieces, but the joke's on her because guess who came out later?
Who? Has she?
Yeah.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know who you were when I said that. But yeah. I just think that like outing people from the who are on the down low or who are don't even know that they're gay or whatever they are, and somebody does it for them. I think that's so fucked up and so low. It's you might think it's like nothing to you. You'd be like, ooh, little secret, dirty secret, got something on you, but it's traumatizing and it's like mentally damaging, and it has like psychological effects, like long-term effects on a person's emotions, brain, just their whole life, and they carry that with them, you know, like because I know like right now coming out isn't even really a thing. Like nobody really comes out anymore because it's just like who cares, right? But back then it was a big thing. Like it was like it was like an event kind of a thing, right? Yeah. So there's that, and we're still on that topic, by the way.
Okay.
Are you are you a top or bottom?
I'm versatile.
Versatile? Oh, okay. So you never officially came out.
Not really. Like I didn't really officially come out. I just felt like I was more dragged out of the closet.
Yeah, I know you. Yeah, you
Yeah.
said that, but then like late, and then after that had happened, wait. How did she do it?
Who?
Your the person who did it, or was it just her, or was it like a bunch of people?
I don't know, just because like it was just her. Just because, but whatever. I'm over it.
It's old news, I know, but then you know what I mean. We can talk about it now. And so I would say like to you mentioned about that going to Toronto for what was that again?
It was a second Wind Two Spirit conference.
Yeah, and when's that?
It was like January 2020. It was like 2 months before the world fell apart.
Oh, COVID, by the way, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah, because I was like there, and I remember seeing people wearing masks and talking about it. Because this happened in December, and I was like flying in January, and I was like, So I kind of saw it, kind of like people already doing it before it started. Yeah.
So it hit there first before it came up here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit. With me, I found out about it when I was at work, and they were kind of like saying, "Oh, we don't know what's going to be happening," and then out of nowhere, they just called everybody at the camp, and then said that they had to close the mine, and everybody had to get laid off and stuff, without pay, by the way. And then so I went home, and I was home for 10 months off, and it was, I remember first landing in Calgary from work, and everybody, like all the Kleenex were gone, all the hand sanitizers were gone.
Yep.
Everybody was freaking out. There was nobody around. It was like a desert town. And I was like, damn, I was using my feet to press buttons on the elevator and stuff. I wasn't touching anything that had like other people's hands on it. I wasn't taking no chances. To me, it was like Resident Evil. It was like zombie apocalypse or something. Yeah.
I literally walked around with like 2 cans of Lysol spray disinfectant in my backpack because I started a new job when COVID started because I got laid off twice from my job as well because I was cooking, and then I just got laid off from twice, like a month after another. So I'm just like, you know what? It's time to switch careers.
Why? I heard that the cooking kind of workforce is like really demanding, and
it was like during the beginning because no one knew what COVID what was going on, because like the first time that everything shut down, we had that like less than 1,000 cases in Canada, and everything shut down, and then after that was like 10,000 and 20,000.
But I mean, like it was like So that's why you didn't go back.
Yeah, no, I just got laid off, and then I couldn't pay my bills.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just like, you know what? That's when I got like one CERB check. I just got the one.
2000.
Yeah, just so one payment to help me tie over between jobs, and then that's when I got the job at went back to the job that I'm currently at. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. That's great. So, what is that?
I deliver tires during the day, and at night I'm a cook at a bar.
Oh, wow. So, you're in recovery, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Sober. So, which means, so how does that? Isn't that kind of stepping and like a risky situation for you to be working at a bar?
I'm okay with it.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm okay with it. Like I even drink like near beers.
Oh, really?
Like 0%.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've tried that. It tastes really good too, but I don't think that I could do that because the flavor, it might kind of like trigger me, and I want like actual real alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
no, July 7th, I'll be 4 years off of crystal meth.
Oh, congratulations. Holy shit, 4 years.
4 years.
That's insane. Congratulations. That's a big huge milestone. Like, so, since we're on that topic, crystal meth, what was what made you, because like usually people start with like alcohol and weed, and then they go maybe to coke, and then usually it stops at coke, and then but you decided to take it further than that. What took you over that line?
Because what happened was when my world started falling apart. Because what happened with my addiction cycle was, I don't know if you remember, but I was dating a guy named Tom, and I was living in Peace River.
Yeah. I remember him because you guys went to go see me
Yeah.
at my hotel.
Yeah.
Pause. No, you just came to smoke a cigarette, and that was it. No threesome or anything like that. Okay. So what about him?
I don't know, because he was my first boyfriend, and after the relation, like he ended up breaking up with me on Valentine's Day,
Aw.
and yeah, I guess that's what kind of started the cycle, because like you said, a lot of people did coke, so I got up to doing coke, not recreationally, but like maybe once a month, once every 2 months, go a party and get too hammered, and like, okay, I need to sober up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And then when did you bump it up to the crystal meth?
I guess like after the breakup, I tried to stick around Peace River for a bit, but it didn't work out. And then I reached out to one of my cousins, and she mentioned, she's like, you could either go home or you could come stay on my couch.
So this all happened at Peace River, Alberta.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then my decision was either to go back home, back to Betchico, or go to Lethbridge. I feel like the smart decision would have been to go back home so I could actually heal. But
Yeah,
I didn't actually do that. I just like, okay, time for the next adventure.
I think that whenever, like for me, I'll talk for me. Whenever I feel like really low, and then I need, I feel like I'm just not in a good place. Going back home always helps, even for like a visit, because that's where like my support system is, my family, and my friends that are all there still. So yeah, I understand that, and
Yeah,
but
yeah. Even before this trip that I was up there just this past March, I haven't been home in like 5 years.
okay, yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So the crystal meth. How long were you addicted to it? I don't know. First, when you from the time that you tried it, and
yeah,
then
you were mentioning like how did I get to it? Like I ended up moving to Lethbridge, and I found a job, and I started working, and next thing you know, I was at the bus stop one day after work, and then some guy's like, "I really like your hair. Want to come for an adventure?" So I was like, "Yeah, let's go for an adventure."
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, just I don't know, drinking like $1 beers.
That must have tasted like piss.
It, when it was warm, it had to be ice cold.
Well, I mean,
Good.
piss is
Yeah.
warm. Urine is warm too.
Yeah.
So
and
then
just no, we started drinking and whatnot, and I started hanging out with him more, and then all of a sudden, and I started hanging out with people that were like smoking meth, and people that were smoking heroin, and then people that were injecting heroin, and like people that were like snorting fentanyl.
just like a trap house.
I just ended up hanging. I don't know. I ended up hanging with the wrong people, because all of a sudden I'm just like going to like. all of a sudden I'm like going and buying drugs because I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna go try this. It was actually like the first time I tried was actually on like one of my birthdays.
Oh, so you celebrated your
Like,
birthday
yeah, I went out
by
drink.
doing crystal meth?
No, I went out drinking, and then like all of a sudden at the end of the night, everyone was like
Closer
trying
to the mic.
this.
Closer to the mic.
Yeah, no, just like I ended up going out celebrating my birthday, and I wanted to drink with some people, and then I remember one of my friends who bought drugs off this person, and they were like, "Hey, you're pretty cool. Let's come drinking with us sometime." So I'm just like, I don't have anyone. My friend's not there, so I'm just like, "Oh, let's go. You guys want to party? I have some booze and whatnot." It's like, "Yeah, let's go." And then I ended up trying it, and then like, "Oh, that was actually pretty interesting."
I have never tried crystal meth, but I heard that it's like 10 times the feeling of being on coke.
Yeah, and it lasts sometimes longer,
Yeah, like they said that you be like in psychosis for the whole day.
depending how much you did. Because yeah, I ended up going through psychosis, but at one point I was doing like 3.5 grams a day.
Ooh, and how much 1 gram would cost?
But depending where you got it, it was like $60.
$60, so that's $180 a day.
Yeah,
Wow. You said six, 3.5 or just three?
3.5.
Ew, so that's even more then. So that's like $210 in a day.
No,
Where how?
it was less than that because I always got a good deal.
Did you have to do some stuff?
No, I just no, I'm not. Wasn't that kind of person. No, I
Just
never.
kidding, I'm just playing. I'm just
No,
playing.
but I don't know. I was really good with people and being a social butterfly, and I was like, I have a lot of skills like babysitting and whatnot. So
Yeah.
at one point, I was like watching houses for these drug dealers, and I was babysitting for like these drug dealers, and then I was like taking their dogs out for walks and just doing all
Oh,
these favors for them, just like doing things
hustling,
for them, and then next thing you know, they're just giving me free drugs.
hustling. That's hustling to get you all that drive to get your drug, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. Like with, I went on this a little bit of my last episode, was that I learned this from the rehab that one of the counselors there said that people who are addicts, they they tend to be intelligent and they have like an addictive like personality, so that's why they're like always like needing to do stuff. And because of that, that's how to cope with like our really like busy minds and our rushing thoughts. That's why they turn into addicts, because they need something to slow their minds down, or to kind of
Forget about it.
just cope with
Yeah.
their whole like whatever they have going on, like their thoughts and stuff, their brain. And I really believe that, because like you can see like addicts are like intelligent, you know, you see people. And also too, like nobody fucking hustles like a crackhead, okay? Like crackheads, like they don't give a shit about anything. They're gonna sell everything. They're gonna sell their brother's Xbox, their sister's makeup. They're gonna sell their auntie's purse. They're gonna find ways to get, or if they can't, they're gonna go and like, I don't know, go and like give a blowjob, or go and like, you know, like anything. They're gonna find a way to get high. And if they used all of that concentration, all of that motivation, time and energy on like something more healthy and productive to like improve their life, they would be fucking like probably a damn millionaire or something. It's crazy. So anyway, crystal meth. How long were you addicted to it?
1,587 days.
Oh my god, please, can you give me years?
No.
How?
Yeah. I don't know, 3.5 years.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the? Yeah, so there's like 365 days
Or
in a day.
like
Year.
4 years and almost. Because it
Oh,
was
so
like,
what
I
you?
think it was like March 2015 till July 2019.
So then like you kept track of every day.
I just remember the first time I got high, and then
Oh.
I remember the first time I used, and then the last time I used.
Mm. Okay. So that's, and you remember the exact number too. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. I don't remember the day that I first took a shot of alcohol, or a line of coke, or took a hoot or a toke out of a joint.
I was 11 for
Yeah,
that.
11.
I was 10 for a cigarette. I was 11 for a joint. I think I was like 12 for drinking, and then like other things was free game when I was like 13.
Hmm. But for me, cigarette was 14. Alcohol, I think, was 15. I want to say 16, but I think it was 15. And then weed at the same time as alcohol. Like probably like a week or two after. And Coke, my first line was when I was 21.
I was, yeah, I was in high school and I was like popping ecstasy.
Oh, woo. Oh, ecstasy. I totally forgot. But the first time I ever did ecstasy, I think I was like, I want to say 19, maybe 20 though. I think 20. No, 19, 19, 19, 19.
I was like 15, 16.
Yeah, I was I was a late bloomer.
It's like I feel like I should have been a late bloomer.
So, what did you just like want to like hang out, be and like with the cool kids, or what brought you to like such just to try it so early?
The drugs, just I'm just hanging out with the wrong people.
Oh, okay.
Again, it's like I was hanging out I was hanging out with drug dealers and stuff. It's like frick, I've been hanging out with drug dealers for a long time.
So that's why our parents always told us not to hang around with bad kids.
It's like that's because we used to be those bad kids that the parents warned them about.
I wasn't really a bad. I didn't.
Yeah.
At least I don't think so. Maybe other people might have a different view, but I don't think I was bad. Just didn't listen.
Right?
Yeah, like I just like to do things my way. Um, okay, so do you want to talk about the addiction? Since we're on addiction and drugs, what do you think of the current state of Beshiko and the community, like the entire Tlicho region, like because there's like so much crack and weed and alcohol and cocaine and other like substances, and it's like sweeping through the communities. There's people who are just like high every day, lots of violence and lots of like unemployment and all the things that come along with drugs in the community. So I'd say like for me, like growing up, the baddest things were weed was considered bad. If you smoked weed, you were considered a bad person, and alcohol was still kind of like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And like coke, absolute people did they fucking if somebody did coke, they hid it with their life. Like they didn't do it in front of anybody, didn't tell anybody about it, anything. Now you go to a party, motherfuckers got that shit on the table, just and just like it's normal with it, just sit beside you with it on their nose still and stuff. It's normalized now. But let's go back to so what are your thoughts on the current state of our home region?
I feel like there's a lot of work that's being done. I feel like there's still a lot of work that needs to get done. Like one thing for sure is that the Northwest Territories does not have any sort of rehabilitation center.
I don't think that will happen anytime soon because that costs a lot of money, and even after it gets built, then you need people to run it.
Yeah.
Like lots of it's gonna need to have like a.
That's why I want to get into social work. That's my goal.
And it's not only that, they're gonna have to pay all these people too, and all these people like they're all probably gonna have to come from like south, and they're gonna have to like house them, and it's a lot of money, and there's not even one for Yellowknife as two, I don't think, right?
No, there's nothing for the Northwest Territories.
Yeah.
They send everyone down here.
Yeah, exactly. So I think like they're just like kind of like taking the cheap route because it's costly. You know what I mean? Like people don't want to live in north. It's like too cold and nothing. I don't know. It's too cold. Especially people from the south.
Well, only the strong could survive the north.
Yeah. Only the strong can survive all the rocks and snow and ice
They
and
can't and they shouldn't.
and mosquitoes that don't fucking die.
Right? Oh my goodness.
I swear they just fucking go right through the window and stuff.
It's like I swear I seen mosquitoes carry away a baby one time.
Yeah. Like bug spray doesn't work. Mosquito coil, nothing. They just sit there.
Yeah.
They're like laughing and stuff.
Thank you for reminding me. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So you're going back home tomorrow, right? Or when?
Yeah, my flight's Friday.
Oh wow, you should bring like a.
I was thinking of getting that Johnson's like green baby lotion because I was told that works really good for mosquitoes.
Oh really?
So I don't smell like Raid.
Yeah, but you're gonna smell like a baby, like a baby prostitute.
Like, Mean Girls reference.
Yeah. Yeah. And fuck, Janice Ian was fucking funny in that.
She
Right?
was.
Yeah. And oh, you know that Aaron Samuels, like
Yeah.
that character, he's actually he's gay in person. I mean, he's gay in real life.
Yeah, he came out like after the movie.
Yeah. And anyway, fucking Rachel McAdams, fucking beautiful, isn't she?
She is.
Regina George.
Yeah.
The Queen Bee.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, the state of the community. Oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Braden and I are indigenous, and we are originally from Beshiko or Edzo, which I like to say Edzo.
I say Betchako.
Beshiko, yeah.
Yeah.
And we belong to the Tlicho first band. We do our treaty.
Tlicho First Nation.
Tlicho First Nations. Yeah, that's where
That's how we call it, but the colonials call this Dog Rib Ray Band.
Isn't that officially changed?
I'm not too sure yet, because I know on my status card it still says Dog Rib Ray Band.
Oh, is it like an old status card?
No, it's a new one.
Oh, I didn't even really look at mine.
Yeah, Dog Rib Ray Band. I'm not saying the number. People don't need to know the actual numbers.
yeah. And so that's where we're from. And if you don't know what that is, just go Google it. Tlicho, and that's the band we belong to. And so now that we're talking about the community,
Yeah,
and and then you said that the treatment center that would help.
I feel like it. Like that's just like one thing. That's just another thing that I believe, because I see that they're doing like a lot of on the land programs, and I really appreciate that. And that's really awesome. But I'm also thinking, like, what kind of follow-up programs do they have after that? Like after you do like a month-long program, like
you have like the outreach, like aftercare and stuff.
Oh, do they have the aftercare now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know about the Clinton region. I'm talking about like in general, like other treatment centers.
Yeah.
Like currently in a aftercare program.
Okay.
Like where they like call me. I'm still in contact in contact with the rehab.
Okay.
That I went to. Yeah. So.
Did you go to the one in Edmonton?
Nope, the one in Bowen Island.
Okay.
It's just outside of Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's called Orchard Recovery Place, our recovery center. It's fucking amazing. You guys go check it out on Google. Like these are people they changed my life. Okay. So
at least you made it through rehab. I actually got kicked out of 2 different centers.
Really?
Yeah.
Why are you so bad?
No, it just. I guess society thinks that I'm bad, but I'm more of a free thinker.
No, I didn't mean to say bad. I just meant like you just kind of like.
I rub people the wrong way.
I'm just like I'm playing. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know. I rub people the wrong way because I speak the truth. I'm an authentic person.
I love that. I don't like people who like are too like kind of.
Two-faced.
Two-faced? Two-faced. I was going to use a different word, but yeah. Okay. So.
You see, I'm the type of person I'll just talk shit to your face.
But then, I learned there at the rehab, they taught me to not give negative energy any kind of life. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So then new Vernon, brand new. The old me was fucking all over the damn place. Okay.
Did part of the literature, did you do like the AA book or the NA book?
Yeah, both.
Both? Okay.
Yeah. Well,
I prefer the NA book myself.
Me too. The primary one was the AA.
Yeah.
But I got the NA too as well because I wanted both because I had a problem with coke and alcohol, so I wanted both.
The one thing that I like about the AA meetings is that's where the OGs are. Those are the ones where you have the 50, the 60, the 70-year clean people. Yeah. Because like NA is pretty brand new. Within the last like what 20, not even like 20 years. 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like newish. AA has been around for a long time, and
they actually have Crystal Meth Anonymous here.
Really?
Yeah.
They even have like Coke one too.
Yeah, CA.
Yeah, and they have 4 events for the gay community too as well.
Yeah, that's one that I used to go to on Thursday nights here.
Yeah, you used to go there and like what?
No, there was like
what is it like anyway there?
It was awesome. I feel like it was a family because I met a lot of people that I still talk to today.
Yeah. I feel like people who you meet and on your road to recovery and then afterwards and stuff is like
Yeah, call it the red road.
The red road?
Walking the red road.
Okay. To walk when you're walking on the red road,
Yeah.
the people you meet on there, like even like with like now, there's just like a different vibe and energy with them because you just have that level of understanding and that similarity between you two, right? Between everybody in the community gets it and they understand it and they understand you and they know where you're coming from. They know what they feel it and they know what like you, they understand and they kind of like have empathy for your journey because they are going on it too.
Was that a question?
No, I'm just
Okay.
I'm just making a statement.
Sorry.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
if you wanted to respond to it, you can.
I know I've met a lot of amazing people on my road to recovery. It was awesome. Like I said, like the first time that I stopped using crystal meth, which was my drug of choice, I was July 7th, 2019. It was like I took a really good look at my situation and where I was, and I was not happy. I was like I was hanging out with like the wrong people and whatnot.
Yeah. I think like that's the road that drugs puts you in. Like,
Yeah.
that's the one you're gonna ride, right?
Yeah, I always say that the smoke cleared. Like I could finally see things, but literally the smoke's cleared because I ran out of fucking drugs. And then I ended up going into another recovery. I ended up getting accepted into a recovery center in Gruard, but I only lasted like a week.
Okay.
I felt like, it was a good one. A lot of people go there, but I felt like I was being bullied, and I tried to call it out, and I ended up just getting kicked out.
I feel like that was probably just like they just took the easy route, right? Like, why are we gonna upset this group of people, all these group of people who are all picking on you, and there's just only you? So there's probably,
No, I
because
don't
they
know.
think that it was like that. I feel like I don't know. 'Cause I feel like big companies and corporations, they always take like the easy way out.
Yeah, probably, but it wasn't like a big corporation.
Not a corporation, but like a business.
Yeah,
Because like even
probably.
though like you see, you might think like, oh, this is a treatment center, but the money's running it. It's money by money.
But I also later found out that it was actually the owner's daughter that had a problem with me.
There you go. See,
So yeah, no,
nepotism as it's at its finest. So
So after I got kicked out of the treatment center, the first thing that I did is I got my ass to my very first Narcotics Anonymous meeting in Grand Prairie.
and that's the one you love.
Yeah, I really miss it. I want to go to Grand Prairie for a visit and be like, surprise, I'm still alive, fuckers.
Was there any like reasoning why like you think that you fell on addiction? Like, is there any like specific life event that happened that like kind of caused you to use?
Yeah, there's a lot of major events. Actually,
So it was like a chain of like small things and then all turned into one big one.
Yeah, because like I actually have a psychologist. I used to. She retired because she got sick, so she couldn't practice anymore because she got sick. But with her, I started actually doing some real deep work, and I started addressing and finally processing a lot of my childhood traumas because like part of it when I was doing it, there was an assessment, and the assessment was like, how stressful would the situation be from like 1 to like 10? And literally out of all 20 of them, I only had 1 8. Everything was 9s and 10s.
Oh wow. So that was like an immediate
Yeah, it was like I would just,
you're like, yeah, there's something going on here.
yeah, I didn't even know that I had all this stuff. It was just like because it was like the assessment and everything from her. But yeah, I don't know, just doing that, it was like really having that psychologist really helped because like helped me process some of those childhood traumas and stuff that happened.
Yeah, because like you don't just fall into addiction. There's things that had to happen to you in life, right?
Yeah, and then like I guess like one part of it would be like coming out and not having anyone to talk to because that was about like 15, 14.
Yeah.
Another
And
thing
when you're
is
that
like,
young, it's like the end of the world.
yeah, and then on top of that, my parents got divorced. So
Oh.
my parents got divorced. So that was really hard. And then like having to move and like having to do all of that stuff, like live between both of those places and like celebrating like 2 birthdays and 2 Christmases.
Yeah, and you have a lot of siblings too, right?
Yes,
So
through my adoption,
yeah,
because like yeah, I say that my parents are Kieran and Rosemore,
yeah,
but my biological parents, that have to honor them as well, is Cecilia McQueen and Belmore Giroux.
yeah, 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 yeah. Um,
And
Cecilia has like a little like a healing thing, like a sweat thing.
yeah, I believe she has.
Is that
I
still
was
going on?
I was told that she
That was
has
years
one.
ago.
I think she still has it going on because I think my mom goes there.
That's
I
cool.
think my mom Rose goes to Cecilia's sweat.
Yeah, I is that like I heard about smudging. Smudging. Have you ever tried that?
Yeah, I have my smudge bowl over
Holy
there.
shit! I've never done it before.
No.
Oh, actually, no. At rehab, we did it one time
Yeah.
as like a whole like group, but then that was it.
I don't know. It was like smudging is more of like, I feel like southern, like, because when I talk about like the South, I'm talking about like everything underneath the 60th parallel, because like I said, we're from the north. So like smudging, I feel like it's like a southern indigenous practice, and it's really awesome. It's like people use it for cleansing, and I use it for cleansing, especially like if I get into an argument with someone, or if I don't know, just if I have like bad feelings or if I feel bad or whatnot, I like to smudge it, and I use it as like, yeah, I just cleanse my body, my spirit, my soul, and my heart with it.
That's awesome because you don't have your DOC to fall back on when you feel like you're going through some things and you're in your feelings and
Yeah.
you just feel like you're in a bad place. So instead of falling into back into your addiction or relapsing, you just go and find coping mechanisms like that.
Yeah.
Smudging.
Yeah, because I feel like the opposite of addiction is connection.
Yes, and yes, and
So I feel like once I sobered up, I actually really got more back into our indigenous culture, and
being
also
a citizen of society.
yeah. Actually, the cool part is that I actually got not voters, but I got a jury summons.
Oh my God, you got to be part of the jury.
No, because when I went there, one of the questions was like, "Do you have a criminal record?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." Like, "Oh, well, you're dismissed."
Oh,
I'm like, why didn't you guys do your research? I'm like, obviously, this is from the government of Alberta. Like, this is from the provincial courts. Don't they do their research before they send out these jury summons? Like, what?
apparently not.
Idiots.
I remember I got called out to do it twice in Veshico, and both times my cousin was on like a different
Right,
two
but-
different cousins.
So you
They were
had to
on
say
trial,
no.
so I couldn't go, and I was disappointed. Like on one I was like drunk, so I didn't care, but then the other one I was disappointed because I wanted to be there and I wanted to be a jury because I was always like interested in that sort of thing, like being in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, that's the sad part too. Is like, how do they do juries back home? Everyone's related to everybody. Everyone's dating everyone else.
Yeah, but then not everybody's related. You can't say that because like then that would mean
Almost everybody. It's just because like I come from like two like big last names back home.
yeah,
Yeah, like the Rebescas and the Miguis.
yeah.
So it's like because of that, it's like 90% of Veshico is my cousin.
Oh, okay.
So for me, it's like, yeah, I'm related to everybody back there. So I've never really dated until I moved to Alberta.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be one of those cousin snatchers.
Why you so then you so would you say like where do you fall on the spectrum of like your interests in a person, like in terms of like a you did she just fucking pee like a like
Did she lick you?
I don't know like okay, like male, female, binary, trans.
Like
Like what are you interested in? Like mostly, would you say? Like if they were all like lined up and they were all attractive, and you had to choose one, just one.
It's quality over quantity.
So which one would that be?
It would be the person that wears a heart on their sleeve.
Also,
Someone,
so
it's not really about looks with me anymore.
no, I mean like no, I mean like their pronouns doesn't matter. It just matters about like their heart and who they are.
I know. I guess for me, it's like I like masculine men.
Also, then that means you prefer men mostly over masculine men over everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. So then that was the question, original one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and then what's your pronoun?
I like to say, I don't know. I don't know if I can say it here.
No, you can. You can. You can say whatever you want.
No, because I saw it on a shirt
Closer
on
to the mic.
Facebook.
Closer to the mic.
I saw this on a T-shirt on Facebook, but it was like he, him, whole. But I'm always like he, him, daddy.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
But
Okay.
it just, I don't know, because he, him, they, them.
Also, like yeah, it's like just.
But like I said, I'm trying not. I don't know. Like we don't have. I'm trying. Yeah, indigiqueer.
Have you ever like came across somebody who identify as a they or them? They and them?
Yes,
I have never.
No, I have a lot.
Mm. Yeah, I know. Like, there's a lot of controversy surrounding that. Like, everybody, like, people say, oh, it's so confusing. Like, with all these new things, all these like stuff, and it's just like it's not that complicated. Okay.
Because like honestly, like in some indigenous cultures, there's like 5 genders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's you want to elaborate on that?
No, it's like because like yeah, I don't know how to elaborate more, but it's like just depending on on the spectrum.
I mean, like their names and stuff.
Oh, I'm not too sure the names of.
Okay. So
But I just feel like it's more of a spectrum of like femininity and masculinity.
yeah, I think like a lot of people too, like they don't like all these like terms and stuff, these labels, because
Labels are for soup cans.
wait for soup cans.
Labels are for soup cans.
I feel like I think the reason why that people like to put labels on things, like that's why like people always wonder like, oh, is he gay? Is he straight? Is he bi? Like, what is he? Like, what is his pronoun? And like all these things, what is he into? And I think that or if are they straight? I mean, are they single? Are they in a relationship? And I think that people just like to know so that they can place a person in a category. You know what I mean? Like if because like all like the if you are single and then people who are in a relationship, people who are in relationships, they don't want you around. They don't want you around their partner or anything like that because they think that either they don't trust their partner or they don't trust you, right? So they want to know if you're single or in a relationship, because if you're in a relationship, then they're gonna be friends with you, have you closer. But if you're single, you're kind of like a threat. And they want, or if they want to know like your sexuality, because like they want to know like how they're gonna kind of interact with you. You know what I mean? Because like like straight guys don't really like gay guys that much. I don't know about really, but I don't think that was not that bad anymore. No, it's not bad anymore, right? But then like in the past, I think like that's like straight guys didn't like gay guys, and they just kind of like want to know where you're coming from so that they can place you there, so it can make them feel comfortable, right? And
But why do we have to make them feel comfortable?
exactly, you don't have to fucking make you. We are.
You see, I don't really like making other people comfortable.
We are not.
I mean, I will if I have to. Like, I'll be a nice person, but
us
I
as
like asking really tough, deep questions.
yeah, no, you are not responsible to make them comfortable, and you're also not responsible for how they feel. No. If people are uncomfortable with who you are, and then you don't need them in your life. Okay, they don't love you, and they don't matter. And just be yourself, and then people who do matter and do actually genuinely care about you and like you and love you will come and stick around, or they'll come and find you. And also, okay, now on let's go to. I would like to ask you about okay, Nikki or Cardi?
Nikki.
Closer to your mic, say again.
Nikki.
Would you say you're a barb?
A barb?
You don't know what a barb is?
No.
Okay, that's
I'm more of a beehive.
Oh, okay. So that was gonna be my next question. Rihanna or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Shakira or Jennifer Lopez?
I don't know. They both can dance really well.
Pick one.
But Shakira.
Sierra or no, scrap Sierra. No, forget about her. What about Usher or Chris Brown?
Usher. Phil.
What about Doja Cat or Megan Thee Stallion?
I don't even own either of their songs.
Okay, okay. What about Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
Drake, because he's Canadian.
Okay, and what about Kim Kardashian or Paris Hilton?
I don't even know. Probably Paris Hilton,
Yeah.
because Paris Hilton helped Kim Kardashian.
Yes, yes. Because there wouldn't be Kim Kardashian if it wasn't for Paris Hilton.
Yeah. There would be a Paris Hilton if there wasn't sex tape.
Yeah. Okay, so what about Beshiko or Wati?
Betchako.
Okay, what about Yellowknife or Detta?
Yellowknife.
Okay. What about
Unless my hairstylist is listening, then Detta.
Okay, what about Trappers or FC Services?
No, probably Trappers, because that was my parents.
Okay. What about so what Trappers or Our Video?
Trappers.
Okay. So what about okay, no, I would just scrap that now. Okay, maybe we just like go to something else. What so your current situation. Do you your current situation? Actually, no. This you I think like recently saw on social media on Facebook that you went back to Bishiko for some kind of conference. What was that? And forgive me, I forgot what was it called. What was it called? And could you explain to listeners about what it was and what you did there?
Yeah, no. What happened was, I guess they were having like some meetings and whatnot with some of our leaders back home, and I guess they were putting on this youth conference, and they were trying to figure out how to get people or what to do. And actually, I was told that my name was actually dropped quite a bit in those meetings in the beginning, and they really wanted me to go up there and facilitate some sort of, or help out with the youth conference, just because I've been very vocal about my own recovery.
Yeah, that's amazing. And that's right. I'm here too as well. Like I wanted to I knew that this was going to be a great episode. Monumental, epic, legendary, okay? Iconic. And so I wanted there's just some people on the planet who you just know is a good like vibe, good person, good energy. And with you, I've always felt that every long time. And I remember when I was like younger, I was just like, oh, like I wonder like what it's like to just like be so like that, like you just don't care about what other people think, you know? Because you were always kind of like doing your own thing, like you're just like your unique self, and you just didn't give a shit what anybody thought. And I thought that was amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so you're going back home again.
Yeah, I'm going back home again. I'm going this time. I was gonna do like pleasure vacation, because last time when I went up there was like I was working. I was there for like 13, 14, 15 hours a day working at the school and helping with the youth conference. Oh. It was an amazing opportunity. I really loved it.
That youth conference, was it?
Yeah.
What was it called?
I don't.
Okay, it's okay. And then, well, I would forget too if it was fucking called that. Okay. So there was that guy, that indigenous guy, right? He does like makeup or something, or he's a designer.
Yeah, Scott Wabino was there.
What was that like? What was he like, and what was he doing there?
Oh, yeah. Scott is a Two-Spirit fashion designer located in Quebec.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually met him when I went to the Two-Spirit conference in Toronto.
Oh, so then like what, like did they like just like contact him and ask him if he can go?
Yeah. No, because when I was name dropped, I was talking to some of the coordinators, and they're like, and then I asked them, because I know a lot of people. Like I've met a lot of people, and one of my gifts, I believe, is like connection. So I like connecting people with stuff. So yeah, they asked me like, do you know Scott Wabino? I'm like, yeah, I know of Scott. Like I'm his Facebook friend. I met him in Toronto, and then I guess that's when the coordinators reached out to Scott.
Oh, cool. So then they just kind of like wanted to like they just want to make sure that he was like cool.
Yeah, yeah, no, because I name dropped a handful of people. Just
Oh, okay.
yeah, because there was other people too that really wanted to go, and I just figured if if I'm gonna go up there to spread the word of like love and recovery, then I know it's a lot of people that could probably do that as well.
That's amazing. Like you especially like being for like back home there's nothing really for that, at least from what I've seen. But I mean like now of course now like it's the community's more accepted and there's more things going on for us, but I would say again like there is a lot, there's a far way, there's still like a long ways to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back on that, like I wanted to mention earlier on, but I feel like Betraco's always been like 20 years behind.
Yes, exactly, yes.
It's like they're still going. It's like they just got over Y2K. They're just going through 2003.
What is Y2K?
That was when people believed that was when the computers. Everyone thought that if the computers turned to 2000 or back to zero,
Yeah.
then it would like the world would crash and everything. There was even like Best Buy was like,
Also
putting stickers on
2000, the
computers.
year
Yeah,
2000.
yeah. So it was like New Year's 2000. Everyone thought the world was going to shut
Oh
down
yeah, I heard
because
about that.
because of one computer error.
And then that's why like all those movies came out like around that era, around that time, like all like those was at world when the world was gonna end, like ending movies like apocalyptic. I can't talk. Just movies that the world was gonna end. That was very popular back then. That was
Yeah.
probably because of that, eh?
Yeah, probably. And another one was like 2012.
9/11 too.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry. Sorry about that.
That's fine. I'll just edit it out. Okay, so, um, uh, Scott. That was his name, Scott.
Yeah, Scott Wabineau.
Okay, so what, like, were there like kind of like presentations being held, or like did you have to speak to the public,
Scott or me?
or you and him?
Um, yeah, no, I went up there as a facilitator. So I actually had a segment. I guess there was supposed to be like four of us that were doing
What
this.
what does a facilitator do?
I went up there and I talked about my recovery from my crystal meth addiction.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like 45 minute sessions back to back.
I think I saw something like quickly glance at it. Yeah, and like that, like what was going through your mind? Like, were you nervous at all?
It was I was kind of a bit because I was asking like what should I talk about, how should I talk about this, like what should I do, and people kept giving me different ideas and different ways to go about it, and then I just felt overwhelmed. So like kind of like an hour before it I just said fuck it, I'm just gonna run this like a Narcotics Anonymous meeting. I'm just gonna speak like it's a freaking meeting and I'm just gonna be my authentic self and just let it. I'm gonna talk about everything.
Just
And,
let it flow.
yeah, and I was raw, open, honest. Everyone loved it, but I don't know if they loved my talks or my giveaways.
What were your giveaways?
Actually, I know up north for the Google Chromecast is about $80, but I found some down here on sale, like brand new, like still in the box for $12.
Ew.
So especially back home with kids like on their Wi-Fi and everything, so I figured that would be a good one. And another one was like I found all these little cast iron pans, and I was able to put some medicine and some pans together, and I gave it away to kids. Like, here, I'll teach you how to smudge this. So I gave people their own
that's
little smudge
awesome.
pans.
Because they probably wouldn't have like experience or like came across anything like that or experienced that sort of thing if you haven't done it, right? Because
Yeah.
I feel like a community is like really like closed off. Like a lot of people don't travel and stuff. Like they just stay there.
But also, it's like there's a mentality where it's like you don't use other people's medicine.
Yes. Yes.
But I don't really follow that. I use everyone's medicine
I-
except for the Western medicine.
With me, I feel like I just like pick and choose things. I don't follow things to like a T. You know what I mean? Like I don't. I read the Bible like a little bit, and I did just like pick and choose. You know what I mean? Because for me, I know my God. My God is in me. He's in you. He's all around us, and he.
See, I don't like that term God because it's very colonial. I like using the term the Creator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
He created us. I'm not. I don't know. Even though we're like Roman Catholic, I don't really.
Well, a lot of people do say a higher power too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just like saying God
Yeah.
because it's like such a commanding kind of like statement of God, and I love that. And
I like the creator. It's very indigenous.
yeah. Do you also talk to trees?
Yes. When I go hiking.
Yeah, and do the
I
does
meditate.
does the wind whisper to you too as well?
Yeah, it tells me a lot of dirty things.
Ooh,
Like
what?
It's like, watch out for that daddy over the other ridge.
There's a hot uncle on the other street.
Like, ooh.
So, okay. Is there anything that you want to talk about or include into the like this conversation of ours?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot. There's a lot, I guess. I don't know. It's like, yeah, I guess like recently I just got over a relationship, like a 5-year relationship. So I feel like I'm still trying to figure myself out, like because once you're like kind of with someone like a unit, or you kind of depend on them and they depend on you. So I've been doing that for a very long time. Like even since Tom. So I realized that I have a dependency issue. So I'm been working on that.
There's a book for that too.
Yeah. Like dependency is one thing, and then like another thing is like abandonment issues, and then
So there's a lot to unpack, is what you're saying.
yeah, I got a lot to unpack, but it's like I'm figuring it out. I'm doing the shadow work.
Yeah. Well, you're young. You'll figure it out. I feel like, I think that people focus a lot at like where they want to get at or where they want to be in life, and they forget that the journey that they're on, the road that they're on, like just take things one step, like one day at a time, and just at the end of the day, even if you just feel like you aren't doing great or you should do better, and just like, no, you need to be kinder to yourself, you need to be more appreciating of who you are.
Yeah.
And like just stop beating yourself, we need to stop beating ourselves down. Like
Self-care is very important.
Yes.
I feel like not enough people do it.
Yeah, and it's just like drink enough water.
Go for walks.
Yes, like meditate, or like talk to a friend, talk to anybody. If you don't trust anybody in your circle with what you want to discuss or what you want to let out, there's helplines to call. Like you can go, and there's counselors in the community who are under like law that they have to keep your conversation confidential, so there's always people who you can reach out to. It's even if you feel like, oh, that's not going to help me, whatever, just try it.
Yeah, because the one resource that I always give to everybody, like even when I was up north doing my facilitating, I left the phone number for the Calgary Distress Center. It's like they do like they'll listen to you. It's like they're all volunteer people, and all they want to do is like make sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
So like there was a few times when I was like very manic, and so much things were happening, and I'm just like, all these decisions had to be made, but I'm like, okay, I need to calm down. I need to be less manic and whatnot. And yeah, everyone was busy or had something to do. So I remember I had the Calgary Distress Center. So I called them, and yeah, I had a good like 45-minute conversation, and they helped me talk through that, whatever I was going through.
I always feel better after a session with my counselor or therapist.
I need to find a new one.
It's me too. I have to find a new therapist because mine is just not helping me anymore. Like he's great. I've been going to him for a couple of years now, but I've reached a point where I just need a different perspective.
I love counselors and therapists because I've been seeing them for a very long time. But I feel like another tool to add to the arsenal would be a psychologist, because the psychologist can actually diagnose and prescribe.
Yes. But then it's really hard to get evaluated by a psychiatrist. Or psychologist. Psychologist, yeah. Because like there's not very many in Canada, or like even like I think like the last time I heard in Edmonton, the wait is like 8 months or something like that, 6 or 8 months, and then I think it's probably even longer in the Northwest Territories. Yeah,
maybe if it's like if you're going through the public one, probably it would take a lot longer. But if you go through a private one, because I went through a private psychologist.
How does one go find a private one?
You have to go out there and look. Like honestly, I had to call like 11, 12 different phone
Do
numbers
they
before I went.
Google it or?
Yeah, I googled it, and then like I googled what I was specifically looking for, because I was looking for like someone that dealt with trauma, specifically a trauma counselor, and then like she trauma psychologist, and she actually like did worked with the military, like doing the psychology work with the military personnel in Cold Lake, Alberta. So she's done that, and she had about 20, 25 years of just specific that specific.
Like PTSD and
Yeah.
stuff? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Post-traumatic stress disorder. And a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people who have like a military background suffer from that too. Huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Because of all like the death and everything that happens with war.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, so that's that. And so then you went and got evaluated.
Yeah, it took a while though. I think it took like 4 or 5 sessions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they have to ask you questions, because I think it was like 4 or 5 different testings that we did, so that they could get like, one of the things that was on the test was that I have a little bit of ADD.
ADHD.
ADD, yeah,
Oh, okay.
just a little bit. But she said it's not enough to cause a concern, and it's not even like, yeah, it's nothing. Like it's like a little bit, but it's nothing. It's nothing to worry about. It's nothing.
With me, I've been diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and ADHD, and I never knew that this whole time, and now it makes sense. Like it makes sense why I was like so like I didn't know how to control my emotions and thoughts when like a lot of times like that I would like freak out and stuff, you know, and it was because I didn't like there's like a chemical imbalance in my mind, in my head, in my brain, and with ADHD too, it's like you lose interest so quickly.
Yeah.
The way it works is like the
Squirrel brain.
yeah, it's like when you have ADHD, say like you pick up a new habit or something, you pick up something that like you are interested in, you pick it up and you have this sudden rush of adrenaline and a dopamine, and you're so excited about it, and then because of your ADHD, and then it plummets right after that. After you're done getting excited about it, and then you're bored of it, so you put it down and you don't finish it, and you go move on to something else. And you have a very like short attention span. You can't really like read for very long or pay attention to things for very long, because you get bored very quickly, and you're also hyper too as well. So like, and it's just like, so you need to go on medication to kind of allow you to like focus.
Yeah.
And just kind of like calm down and sit the fuck down.
Yeah, no, I put myself on antipsychotics before.
Yeah.
I did it before when I was living in Grand Prairie, but I also, because I was on it before, and like you mentioned, it's like because like when you're being high and everything on drugs, your dopamine and your serotonin levels are depleted. So you have absolutely nothing. I was aware of this situation when I was giving up drugs, because I was planning like 6 months before. I planned on my birthday that I was going to quit in July, so I'm like, okay, I have time to prepare, because there's also that thing where if you do a lot of drugs for a very long time, and if you stop, your heart can just stop.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like if you just,
I thought that was only for like opioids and alcohol.
Yeah.
Like, you know that, did you guys know that alcohol is the most dangerous thing to get withdrawals from? Like, because you could die.
Yeah.
You could die, like if you're like a very heavy drinker for like a long time, for like everyday kind of a thing, and then if you just stop, you can die.
Yeah.
And with opioids too, as well. But then with opioids, the withdrawals, it lasts a lot longer, and it's really painful, and it's like a slow thing. It's like you're gonna go through like shit for like a long time. But alcohol is more like, it's more deadly, because you can like die.
Yeah.
And coke, you just go sleep, and then that's it. And then weed you just go sleep, and that's it. And I don't know about heroin and all those other things. Is heroin an opioid?
Yeah.
Opioid? Oh, okay.
Same thing with fentanyl.
And what about crystal meth? That one's not. Eh?
No.
Oh, okay. So anyway,
yeah, no, like, yeah, when my early recovery day, like I I put myself back on the Seroquel.
Seroquel.
Yeah, actually, I mentioned that
What
to
is
my.
that?
It's a antipsychotic. So it was like if I was if I was upset, I take it.
So it's like a anti-anxiety thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, as soon as I say antipsychotic, people are like, oh, I'm like no, it just calms me down so that I don't freak out.
Yeah, yeah. It's an anti-anxiety thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I put myself on that with my doctor in Grand Prairie, and I was like, I want to go on this for a year because I know that my brain has nothing, and I need something to help. So can I go back on this?
Yeah.
But I'm only going to go on this for 1 year.
Okay.
So that's what we did.
Did it work?
Yeah, it really helped. And then after that, I kind of switched to weed for the next year.
Yeah.
Because I'm a firm believer for harm reduction. So it's like harm reduction is like to help get off of something a lot harder
With another drug.
Yeah, because some people, like what I did, like it also helped me get off of the meth.
Okay.
Like so I started smoking a lot of weed when I was getting off of the meth.
So are
because of the physical pain.
Oh, okay. So then you know what it feels like to withdraw from that.
Yeah.
So what about?
No, because like that psychosis thing you were talking about, I went through it.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's like you don't know what's real or what's a dream.
I know. I've been through psychosis once. Yeah, I like lived 3 lives or 5 lives in 1 day, and it was insane. I'll talk about it in a different episode because I feel like that would be like a long time. But yeah, I know I went through psychosis too as well once, and it like really changed a lot of things for me because I saw like a lot of death, like a lot of people who I cared about and loved just dying when I was in my psychosis. And when I woke up, I was like so relieved and like so happy that I like almost cried, like that it wasn't real. Like I was so happy that it wasn't real. And so is there anything else you want to add?
No, I don't think so. I think we touched base on everything.
Are you sure?
Is there anything else you'd like to talk or ask?
I don't know. I was gonna make this mostly about you, but for me, I say,
It's like, I'm currently single and I'm not looking.
no, we're not gonna talk about that. I don't like talking about my political views or like numbers, like money or my like relationships or anything like that. It's just a choice.
Okay.
Yeah. And but anyway,
so investments would be off the table.
Investments.
I
don't like talking about money.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like talking about it.
Okay, talk.
No, like one of the things like I like talking about stocks because I recently got into investing. So I have like mutual funds and whatnot. I have RRSPs, tax-free savings accounts. I buy and sell stocks all the time.
Yeah, I have money invested in what do you call like those group things? Like it's like a
mutual fund.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah, I have a couple of those.
Yeah, I didn't really like.
One thing about growing up in the North too, I feel like, especially with like how our parents are, I feel like no one really taught us about credit and how to deal with money or investing or any of this stuff.
Exactly. Like
that's one thing that they should have in school. It's like, we'll teach you how to do this. Teach kids how to like balance a checkbook.
Yeah,
how to do a deposit.
Exactly. Like it was just like all they taught us to do is just like work hard, get a job, work hard, but then not to how once you get the money, they didn't teach you how to manage it
or what to do with it.
Yeah, it's because they didn't know how to do it as well. That's why there's like a lot of people back home in our community who just live paycheck to paycheck and they have nothing saved in their savings account. They have like bad credit.
Right.
They can't get a house or a car without like cosigners, and it's because a lot of people don't know how to manage their money because they were never taught. Well, guess what? You can teach yourself now. It's all on YouTube. It's all on Google. You can do the research yourself. And I know, like, I had to teach myself. And I saw your post. You said that your credit score was like over 700 now.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, mine is too, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah. So like even like something like that, like with you have like good credit, it opens so much fucking doors for you. Like my laptop that I just got yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? I think it was like 2 days ago. My laptop, like originally is supposed to cost probably like $2,600, but I financed it and I only paid like $250 up front and then I walked away with it. And then I'm going to pay like monthly payments on it.
Nice.
Yeah. So like even like so you see like if you have like good credit, you can do stuff like that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and like you get like lower interest rates when you get vehicles or houses. You get
It was actually Capital One that helped me.
yeah, me too. The
kind of
gold
like,
card.
yeah.
Yes, that's a me too. My credit was shit because when I was like younger, I fucking
Mine was less than 400 when I started, and this was about 3 or 4 years ago.
mine was 500 when I first got it. Yeah, and when I was like younger, like just starting adulthood, I racked up my credit card bill and then I just didn't pay it, and then they took my card away, and that fucked up my credit, and then so I've been on a fucking I've been on a mission to fix it ever since, and then I did, and I'm like so fucking happy. Because now the kid got a the kid got a Amex card,
Yeah,
a black
Amex card. I
black
saw
Amex
that.
card. Woo! Yeah, I just
Congratulations.
thank you. Shit. Okay, I always like getting my asses kissed. Anyway, so back. So again, thank you for saying yes to this. This means a lot to me. You're my first guest ever.
Oh, I feel special.
Yes.
Because I fucking am.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And good luck to you and all of your endeavors and your future. There's no doubt in my mind that you're going to do well for yourself. Okay.
Thank you.
And so what was? I think that's it. Are we good? And
I think we're good.
did I mention about Lydia? Lydia
No.
Rapska? Oh, Lydia. Lydia, this when because like I remember I was like saying I was like planning the podcast, yeah, and then I went to rehab, so I like forgot a lot of things, and this was her idea, like she said that you were in Calgary, and then I just remember I was like, oh yeah, I remember Braeden, and then so then that's when I reached out to you immediately.
Oh.
So like she reminded me and put that idea in my head.
Thank you, cousin.
Yes, thank you, Lydia. Like this is you. I owe you one, okay? And
I'll make sure.
okay. Oh my god.
Oh my god, speaking about Lydia, it was so awesome because like my first day at the youth conference, I actually worked with Evie, her daughter.
She's on. Okay.
Like her daughter. And the last time I saw her daughter was like freaking like little baby. And then freaking next thing you know, I saw her. I'm like, she's like, I'm Evie. I'm like,
that's insane.
like you're my cousin. The last time I saw you, you were like less than 5. And honestly, she's such a hard worker because she worked with me in the concession stand.
Yeah.
They were giving out iced coffees and frappuccinos like for the whole event when I was up there.
Yeah.
So literally, me and her were running that thing like whenever spare minute we can. She's a hard worker.
Awesome.
She has a good work ethic.
Yeah.
It's like Lydia, you did an amazing job raising your daughter.
Yeah. Shout out to all the Tlicho queens doing this shit. And okay, so I'm done. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Vernon's podcast, hosted by none other than Vernon himself. And yeah, that's me checking out. Thank you.